So in terms of the future of the beef industry, I think the first thing to remember is that our great market is the domestic market, and somewhere between a third and 40% of our beef is consumed in Australia. And so over the last 20 years, we've invested in a major meat quality research program called Meat Standards Australia, and that is now quite mature. So we have about 1.4 million cattle graded each year now to go into Meat Standards Australia. So that's really has improved the quality of meat that is available in the domestic market. So much so that it's now been adopted by some of our largest retail chains, including the big two grocery chains in Australia. So that's been really quite revolutionary in terms of ensuring the quality of our product. Having said that, a lot of the beef carcass is trim, and it's forequarter, and they're cuts that appeal to other markets and also to mince and more generic commodity markets. So 2/3 of Australia's beef is basically exported, and the big three markets traditionally have been the United States, Japan and Korea, taken about somewhere between 75 and 90% of our exports over the last couple of decades. America's the main manufacturing beef market, so a lot of the cattle out of northern Australia, especially the surplus cows, older cows, go into that manufacturing beef market, and younger cattle tend to go through feedlots so that they meet more high quality beef specifications. But the really exciting thing that's happening now is that we're seeing a lot of diversification in our international markets. So just recently we've had an increase in the quota into the European Union from 20,000 tonnes to 45,000 tonnes. And we're seeing quite a few of our clients gaining access and accreditation for the European Union. So I think that's going to be a real area of growth. I was talking to a producer in central Queensland this week who was saying that that's something that they've just recently done. But we're seeing the carcass is now much more subdivided and sent different ways. So, rump caps are going to Brazil. I mean, it sounds amazing that Australia would be sending beef to Brazil, one of the largest sort of powerhouses of beef production in the world, but because the Brazilian market just loves that particular cut. There are particular cuts that go into Korea, the short ribs. There are particular cuts that are liked in the Philippines, which would you believe eats a lot of corned beef, which is a sort of a hangover from American servicemen there during quite a long period after the Second World War. And so we're seeing a lot more, I suppose, specialisation in international markets. We have this fantastic market north of Australia, which is Indonesia, both for live cattle, which is only a 4-day boat journey, and also for frozen meat, which is increasing, the demand for which is increasing as the Indonesian population becomes wealthier, the middle class. So I think, I see a great future. I think our biggest challenge is managing cost of production in the paddock here in Australia, and that's something we have to keep investing in as an industry, with research and development and innovation, and there's plenty of pressure in that part of the industry.